Hi, and welcome to Geno's Takes for NCAA Saturday. Let me just say this, Tuesdays with Maury, my ass. The next piece of dross that Mitch Albom writes should be called Saturdays with Daddy. Because I went 3-0 again last week. I went 3-0 in week 1. And what did I do in week 2? I went 0-3. Maybe the book should be called Hungover with Captain Coin Toss. It doesn't matter. Let's get to 3 games I absolutely love for this Saturday. And we'll start at noon, where the Duke Blue Devils are 8.5-point home underdogs against the Yellow Jackets. Look, we know the stories about the Duke lacrosse team turned out to be false, but that's not true about the football team, because I promise you, if you fall asleep on Duke's football team, they will screw you. And here's the thing, both of these teams are coming off tough losses against ranked opponents, but Duke, in their loss to a very good Northwestern team, impressed me a lot more than the way Georgia Tech lived up to their nickname Ramblin' Wreck in falling to Notre Dame. Not only did they let starting quarterback Deshaun Kaiser, in his first start ever, look like Joe Montana, but they basically let senior running back C.J. Prosise run from South Bend to Montana. The guy had 198 yards. The guy had 3 TDs. And get this, one of his TDs was a 91-yard touchdown run that turned out to be the longest in the history of Notre Dame Stadium. Although, let's be honest, the Irish and Catholics had a pretty good run with those altar boys. Look, sexual innuendo aside, let me point out, if you take the Yellow Jackets, they're going to bend you over and screw you. So trust the Blue Devils, put your money on them, and I promise you will start the day in the black. Next game. Number 3, TCU Horned Frogs are facing the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Horned Frogs are giving 6, but I don't care because I love the total in this game. What can you say about the running back for TCU, Aaron Green, who's averaging 6 yards every time he touches the ball? Before we talk about that, why don't we talk about DeAndre Washington of Texas Tech, who's averaging 8 yards every time he touches the ball? These two offenses are explosive, which is why TCU is averaging 50 points a game, and the Red Raiders are averaging 54. So basically, do the math. If the over-under on this game is 104.5, I might take the under, but I doubt it, because something else you have to realize is the only person to invest less in defense than these two teams is Aaron Hernandez in his trial, which is why I love the over in this game. All right, so now what? You blacked out? It's late at night. You got to get in one more bet? Daddy's taking care of you, because we have USC giving 5.5 to Arizona State. At Sun Devil Stadium. Look, to quote the classic movie Airplane, Steve Sarkisian gave a bad week to give up drinking. Look, I don't know why everyone's coming down on Sarkisian. Look, the guy blew out teams in his first 2 games, given they were Idaho and Arkansas State. But now, after a tough loss to a very good ranked Stanford opponent, people are calling for his head. Stop it! Why don't we pay attention to the last time these two teams faced each other? Gee, Arizona State won. They did. But USC dominated the game, and the only reason they won is because they let them sneak back in late, and then Mike Bercovici hit that bomb to Jalen Strong, 46-yard Hail Mary, to win the game as time expired. That is the biggest fail in the history of Trojans since a focus team tested out these things called breathable condoms. Trust me, the Trojans don't break again, and Steve Sarkisian is about to remind you why the guy has won 21 games in barely over 2 seasons. Take the Trojans, lay the wood. See what I did? Those are Geno's Saturday picks.